All right, so we're gonna. Obviously, I'm the only one here at the moment, so we'll wait a few minutes until get some more people here tonight. Hopefully, everybody's having a good week thus far. Um, Yes, I'm the only one here. Walking in a crowd in a faceless town, I need to feel the touch of a friend. In the countryside, I wander far and wide. Isolation gets me again. I don't know where to go when I feel like crying. Oh my, time to open myself. Do something new, I want to stop and grow up a bit. And suddenly, my intuition and my wisdom grow. And then I know that most of all, passionately, strangers wherever you go. And suddenly, my intuition and my wisdom grow. And then I know that most of all, Elvira. Yeah. Get along, gang, get along, gang. Each one special in their own way. Get along, gang, get along, gang. Get up with the get along, gang. When you know it's okay. Get up with the get along, gang. Oh, get up. Hello, it's me you're looking for. La dee dee da dee da, la dee dee da dee da, dee da dee da. You must be. Anyways. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Find adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears. Stray, stray. I walk alone, live and die. Everything seemed to change. I was off my rocker today. Stray, and think about got nothing to lose. When you stray, I think about got nothing to lose. Until we're gone stray, stray, yeah. Live and die. Stray, when I think I lost something to lose. Ever stray. I'm gonna live my life without you until we're gone. Stray, stray, yeah. Let's see now. Well, we're inside. We're just past 8 minutes here. So I'm gonna at least talk about. So hopefully everybody's doing all right this week thus far. Um, with that, let me go over what we're going to be going over tonight. So I got 7 stories planned for tonight. I guess technically, even though they're three are in the comic, they're all on CBR. 3 are in the comic section. 3 are in the anime section. Even though one of them's more of an animated, or can be considered animated as well, or cartoon. So here's what's on tap for tonight, guys. We got some news in the comic side of things. We have TKO has signed a distribution deal. Peter Milligan's coming out with a follow up with another book for Aftershock Comics, and the passing of Batman Gotham by Gaslight author, the passing of Brian Augustine um, happened. Also on the anime side of it, we got some Attack on Titans murals showing up across the U.S. Let's see. We have some news on some releases for February for this month on the animation side, and then we also have some news regarding creators, which is an anime. And then there was one other thing as well. Can't think of it off the top of my head. Let me see. Let me just double check that. Oh yeah, ranking of actually I just remembered it was ranking of kings. Ranking of kings. Oh. Ranking of Kings, learning more about. Oh, anyways, and I would seem to be the only one here. We're coming up back on 11 minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Even if I am the only one here, the show still should go on. So, anyways, look through some. All right, then here we go. All right, here's our first article we're going to go over tonight. TKO Studios signs distribution deal with Simon & Schuster. Comic book publisher TKO Studios announces that it's reached a distribution agreement with Simon & Schuster. Article by Liam Nolan, published one day ago. Normally, of course, I don't do articles past like basically a day or past, but in this particular case, this one was close enough to it to where figured, and it's kind of a more of a generalized article, anyways. Not one specifically related to any comic book or anything like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. TKO Studios has partnered with Simon & Schuster for a new comics distribution deal. Announced by the publisher in a press release, Simon & Schuster will manage trade book sales and retail distribution for TKO Studios starting on February 1st. That's today. Previously, TKO Studios was working on book distribution with Ingram Publisher Services Publishers Group West. So today is the day that they're starting. Of course, this article was done yesterday. So, speaking about the partnership, TKO Studios president and co-founder Zhe Chun said, "We're quote, we're excited for this partnership with Simon & Schuster to dramatically expand the reach of our extensive best-selling catalog and bring TKO titles to the attention of an even wider range of retailers and fans around the world," unquote. Michael Perlman, vice president, general manager of Simon & Schuster Publisher Services, added, quote, "We are delighted to welcome TKO Studios to our family of distribution clients. We look forward to working together to take their business to new levels," unquote. Let's see. Before I move on, let me see if we have any. Oh, we have a second person. Hello. If you can like and share the stream so we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. I thank you for that. Anyways, as we continue on with the article here, founded by Chun and Salvatore Simeone in 2017, TKO Studios has released a number of works by well-known writers and artists. In 2018, TKO Studios released Sarah by Garth Ennis and Steve Epting as part of the first wave, which also includes such titles as The Fearsome Dr. Fang, Goodnight Paradise, and The Seven Deadly Sins. And I know there is an anime as well, The Seven Deadly Sins, so that one's been out. I don't know if that's related to this or not, but in 2019, TKO Studios put out Sentient. That book, which was written by Jeff Lemire and illustrated by Gabriel Waltra. Okay. Chances are that the Seven Deadly Sins is probably not the same one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the anime manga. I don't know if that's in the same. Anyways, that book, which was written, was nominated for the Eisner Award for Best Limited Series in 2020. And that was a pretty quick, short article there. So if you know of any of their works, they just got a new distribution deal. So here's the next article we'll go through. Let's see if anybody's saying anything. And apparently not. Apparently I'm back to being the only one in here. If you leave me now, take away the bad part of me. Who knows, baby, please don't go. Yeah, that one was pretty quick. All right, so Peter Milligan returns with Dogs of London, a bloody crime saga for Aftershock Comics. Dogs of London. That sounds like a very interesting title. See where this one goes. Dogs of London, written by Peter Milligan and penciled by Artacita, takes readers on a trip to the grime-infested alleyways of London. Article by Jeremy Bloom, published 12 hours ago. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Whoa, that's kind of a nasty look. Art's good, but just don't think that's exactly something you want to find in a dark alleyway anywhere. I don't think that's a creature you want to meet up in a dark alley. A new series published by Aftershock Comics promises to toss readers into the depths of London's bloody underworld, courtesy of the acclaimed Peter Milligan. Boy. Dogs of London, written by Milligan and illustrated by professional concept artist Artacita, revolves around two characters named Frank and Terry, who once ran with the Dogs, a gang that ruled large swaths of the London crime scene in the 1960s. A preview for issue number 1 shows off barroom brawls, hanging dismemberment, Vietnam War protest, and signs of what promises to be a violent revenge tale as Frank and Terry are forced to confront the demons of their past. Ooh. Quote, how deep must you bury a body to make sure it doesn't haunt you? Unquote. Aftershock's preview of the series reads, quote, Frank and Terry are about to find out. They thought they'd escaped their troubled past, but the past isn't dead. It's just bashed about a bit and very pissed off. Spanning different times and classes, Dogs of London is a brutal, bloody tale of violence, love, revenge, and sleeping dogs who refuse to roll over and play dead. Milligan once revolutionized DC's Vertigo lineup in the 1990s and 2000s. The classic runs on series including Animal Man, Shade the Changing Man, and The Human Target. Over at Marvel, Milligan was responsible for an X-Force revamp in 2001 that relaunched the book as Ecstatics. And he also penned the main X-Men book in 2005. Got two people. Aside from his mainstream superhero work, Milligan has increasingly become known for horror-tinged tales, like this one. This one, I would say, is a horror-tinged tale. In 2016, he teamed up with Leandro Fernandez for an Image Comics erotic thriller called The Discipline. Erotic thriller. Whoa, okay. Before collaborating with Juan Jose Rip the following year for Britannia, a Valiant Comics published horror detective story set in ancient Rome. In 2021, Aftershock published 2 comics penned by Milligan: the occult tale Out of Body and the 19th century Gothic one-shot God of Tremors. Peter Milligan seems to be getting into the horror genre, isn't he? Dark morose, and all that. Let's see now. Quote, it's all about the story and what's the best way to explore it and its themes, unquote. Milligan told CBR at the time, speaking on his appreciation for darker themes, quote, the occult, the supernatural, and horror are for me the best ways of telling the stories of Out of Body and God of Tremors. I think we did read part of that too. That sounds a little familiar. I think this guy would appear to be from over in England. I guess Dogs of London by Peter Milligan, Artesido, Valentina Biancani, and Rob Steen. But here's the information on Dogs of London #1, $4.99, 32 pages, color, writer Peter Milligan, artist Artesido, colorist Valentina Bianconi, lettering done by Rob Steen, cover by Andy Clark with Jose Villarrubia, incentive cover by Dave Johnson. Here's, I guess, a variant right here. Oh no, this is actually the cover right here. Here's the cover we kind of saw earlier. Wow, that's nasty. That's nasty horror right there. Ew, boy, and a knife too. Whoa. That must have been the insert cover right there. Oh boy, I wonder what that guy's doing. I wonder if he's trying to give him a shave or maybe get his nose hairs. No, please don't cut my nose hairs. Please don't cut my nose hairs. Eyes are playing a little rough here. I guess what he's saying here, they must have been protesting the Vietnam War over in England as well. La la, mon ami. We're just taking a look through those pictures there. Casual. Uh, as always, guys, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. If you can do so and see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Going over some stories here. So let me finish off this article and then get to the next one. Dogs of London #1 by Milligan and Artesita is colored by Valentina Bianconi, lettered by Rob Steen, and features a main cover by Andy Clark and Jose Villarrubia, and a variant cover by Dave Johnson. The British comic tale goes on sale May 4th from Aftershock Comics. So it's still like 3 months away here, basically, till this comic comes out. Then that's why that's why they make these announcements in advance, right? All right, so there's that one. And our last comic related story is on a passing, as we shall take a look at this. And if you guys happen to know who this guy is and want to comment, you're more than welcome to. All right, so All right, Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, and Flash writer Brian Augustine um, dies at 67. Longtime comic book writer and editor Brian Augustine, who helped launch the careers of many major creators, passes away at age 67. Article by Brian Cronin, published 3 hours ago. It said, this is what the guy looks like right here. Brian Augustine. And you see the Flash, the two Flashes, I think that's Barry Allen and Jay Garrick right there. Brian Augustine, a longtime comic book writer and editor, probably best known for his work on the Flash series in the 1990s with writer Mark Waid, has passed away at the age of 67. It was Waid who announced the passing of his longtime friend and colleague today on Facebook, revealing Augustine had suffered a severe stroke over the weekend and he passed away today. So at least he didn't suffer too long. May not have been a quick death, but it wasn't a long suffering one either. So at least you can say that for it. Augustine became a comic book editor working in the indie field before getting a gig at Now Comics. In 1987, Mike Gold was editor of DC's then upcoming newly revamped Action Comics, which was being turned into a weekly anthology. There was a lot of work involved in a project like that. And so Gold needed 2 assistant editors. Gold hired Augustine to be one of those assistants. Robert Geinberger was the other. Augustine soon became a solo editor of his own at DC, taking over The Flash from Barbara Kessel in 1989, among other series. You can still love me for the rest of your life. Hey, Mighty Geek. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, Mighty Geek. Yeah, he passed away. Continuing on here. During this period, Augustine also did some writing work as a freelancer, with most important work being 1989. With his most important work being 1989's Gotham by Gaslight one-shot, with art by Mike Mignola and P. Craig Russell. The comic, which followed Batman fighting Jack the Ripper in 19th century Gotham City, saw a sequel, Batman Master of the Future, in 1991, art by Eduardo Barreto. More importantly, however, it introduced the concept of what we now refer to as Elseworlds comics. DC comics featuring DC's iconic characters in different realities and settings, which also would eventually give us like Kingdom Come and of sort, and the world of the Super Sons as well. Let's see. Hey, Chris. Welcome to the stream. If you can like and share it as well, and help get the word out, and see if we can get some more friends. I never knew who he was, but it sucks to lose a writer. Yeah. Well, yeah, this guy apparently, as I read earlier in the, in the article there, he was a writer and editor, and probably he had a major influence on the Flash series in the 90s, as I read earlier in the article here, and then and also he was the one who wrote Gotham by Gaslight, that one shot. And if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream so we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Almighty Geek. Gotham by Gaslight was an excellent story. Well, this is the guy who wrote that, Mighty Geek. This is the guy who wrote that. That's where Flash was taking on, or Batman rather was taking on the Batman was taking on Jack the Ripper. So here we go. Continuing the article here. In 1991, Augustine was in charge of the launch of Impact, DC's new line of books featuring licensed versions of Archie's superhero characters, like the Shield, the Fly, and the Comet. It was at this point that Augustine first hired a former DC editor named Mark Waid to write Legend of the Shield and the Comet. So, yeah, okay. So they went out and bought the license to Archie Comics superhero line, started back in the 40s. And they had done that over the years. They bought up a number of different characters from companies, when they like from Charlton, they got like Captain Atom, Blue Beetle, um, Peacemaker, Judo Master, Nightshade, Question. From Quality Comics, they got, of course, the Freedom Fight. They got Plastic Man, the Blackhawks, and the group that would make up the Freedom Fighters, including Uncle Sam, Black Condor, Phantom Lady, Dollman, and the rest. Augustine then took over the Justice League titles, starting with Justice League Quarterly in late 1991, and Waid was hired as the writer of that series as well. In 1992, Augustine then picked Waid as the new writer of The Flash, succeeding William Messmer Loebs, who was moving to another series that Augustine had picked up as an editor, Wonder Woman. The two men helped to reshape The Flash over the course of the 90s, introducing major concepts like the Speed Force and bringing in characters like the redefined Quicksilver, now Max Mercury, Jesse Quick, who had debuted in Justice Society of America #1 in 1992 by Len Straczynski and Mike Perobek. And a little heads up for you guys, Jesse Quick was the daughter of Johnny Quick, Johnny Lee Chambers, and Libby Lawrence Quick. So, and Mike Perobek, a series also edited by Augustine. And a new hero, Impulse, who soon received his own series. Impulse was Bart Allen, I believe, who was like I think he was the descendant of Barry Allen. From the, I think, the 25th century or something like that. Augustine continued freelance writing as well with a Black Condor series in 1980. Black Condor, who they picked up from Quality, as I mentioned earlier, featuring a new Black Condor created by Augustine and Rags Morales. During his time as an editor, Augustine was responsible for, quote unquote, discovering or at least giving the big break for a number of major creators on a wide variety of comics that Augustine edited for DC. In parentheses here, it seems like Augustine, at one time or another, edited every single non-Batman or Superman DC series, such as Waid, Impact, and Justice League Quarterly, and Flash, Humberto Ramos, Matt Wayne, and Frank Peter Ressi discovered. Okay, Matt Wayne and Frank Peteresi, in parentheses here, discovered Ramos, but Augustine having him launch Impulse with Waid really broke Ramos's career. Mike Veringo, The Flash, Travis Clarist, Dark Stars. I believe that was kind of a rival of the Guardians of the Universe there. Let's see now. Haha, I like and share when entering. All right. Well, I mean, I know, and I've read most of his stuff. Uh, Thank you guys for the likes and shares. I do appreciate that. Hope we get some more friendly people in here. All right, so let's see now. Let's see where I. Let's see where are we at here. Okay, Mike Parobeck, Impact, and then Justice Society of America. Howard Porter, the Ray. The Ray was another character they got from Quality. And Oscar Jimenez, the Flash. Of course, the late great DC talent recruiter Neil Posner must be given a nod here, but it was Augustine who ultimately hired these artists. In 1996, Augustine became a full-time writer, joining Wade as the official co-writer on The Flash. The two had worked so closely that it was like they were co-writers before officially becoming co-writers. In 1998, he launched Crimson with Ramos for Image's Cliffhanger imprint, as well as Out There in 2001. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Augustine also co-wrote the life story of The Flash with Wade, as well as Justice League Year One for DC and Exo Manowar for Valiant Comics. And I've seen that title in the on the site I go to for indexing comics. Just a few years ago, he and Wade wrote an excellent Archie 1941 series, bringing Elseworlds' approach to Archie as well. In his Facebook announcement of Augustine's passing, Wade added, if you've ever been a friend, colleague, or fan of Brian's, I'm asking you to send a card or a note to his wife, Nadine, and daughters, Carrie and Allie, to express your condolences and tell them what he meant to you. I believe it would mean a lot to them. I realize we live in an um, ephemeral era of emails and text, but something tangible, something on paper, something they can treasure would be appreciated. Send to the following address and I will pass everything along. So please keep it to letters and cards, if you will. Thank you. Send to Mark Wade. And then here's the information Mark Wade for the Augustine's era of humanoids. Okay. 6464 Sunset Boulevard, Suite 1180, Los Angeles, California. All right. Oh, there's that one. There's that article. So yeah, he passed away following a stroke. At the very least, he didn't suffer. I guess what he was saying was that the stroke happened over the weekend. He passed like today, so at least he didn't suffer, and during that. So, anyways, so we're through the comics portion of the broadcast. Now I'm gonna go and look at some anime news stories. Got 4 stories here to go through. There, of course, been some I may add a story if we have time, because that one up top there looks like it might be interesting. All right, so here we go. Here's our first anime story here. Oh, we have a fourth. Hello. Always, guys, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. If you can do that for me, I appreciate it. So, all right, so here we go. Attack on Titan murals burst onto walls in New York, Los Angeles. Fans can now view two new Attack on Titan murals painted by Crunchyroll in New York and Los Angeles to celebrate the show's final season. Article by Dylan Desir, published 11 hours ago. Fans have the opportunity to admire two brand new Attack on Titan murals in New York and Los Angeles. Crunchyroll has painted two large murals in New York and Los Angeles to commemorate Attack on Titan's final season, Part 2. The murals will be up until February 6th, which would be this Sunday. And those interested can check them out in person as well as watch behind the scenes video that documents how they came together. I guess there's a sign of the giant mural. Mural. There it is right there. The New York mural in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, at the intersection of North 10th Street and Wythe Avenue, while the Los Angeles mural is in West Hollywood at the corner of Sunset Boulevard and North Martel Avenue. Fans who see the murals are encouraged to take pictures and post on social media using the hashtag AOTC Coast to Coast or AOT Coast to Coast. The murals act as a celebration for Attack on Titan's ongoing final season part 2, which will conclude the long-running popular shonen. Attack on Titan, also known as Shingeki no Kyojin, is a Japanese shonen manga series written and illustrated by Hajime Isayama. It began serialization in Kodansha's Basatsu Shonen magazine and ran from September 2019 to April 2021. The story takes place in a world where humans live in settlements surrounded by three massive walls meant to keep out giant man-eating humanoids called Titans. The story's protagonist, Eren Yeager, is still a young boy when the Titans breach the wall, destroy his hometown, and eat his mother. It is then that he swears to one day exterminate all Titans. Let's see what you guys start seeing this. An anime mural is allowed to exist in liberal New York and Los Angeles. Yeah, considering how they've been trying to well, you have to remember too, they don't want to touch Attack on Titan because it is one of the most popular series out there. You know, that's why they're not trying to cancel it. But it's in celebration of its final season here, so. In 2013, the manga was adapted into a 25-episode TV anime produced by Wit Studio that ran from April to September of that year. It was followed by a 12-episode second season from April to June 2017. The 22-episode third season came out in two parts, with the first part airing from July to October 2018, the second part airing from April to July 2019. Finally, the fourth and final season, produced by Studio Mappa, and that's not to be confused with Map, the other one, the more naughty version of the word map. Premiered in December 2020, the 16-episode first part ran from December to March 2021. The second part premiered in January 2022. It's still ongoing. Other adaptations include novels, video games, and live action. Kind of wondering when they'll bring it to they'll bring the final season to Toonami. That's what I'm wondering. And then again, they may not. So, Attack on Titan has become a critical and commercial success throughout its run. It is the recipient of several awards, including the Kodansha Manga Award and the Harvey Award. The series is also one of the best-selling manga of all time, having sold over 100 million copies worldwide. The Murals are only up for a limited time. So fans are encouraged to see them before they're gone. There we go. There we go with that one. Will you still love me for the rest? All right. So, anyways, we get ready to move on to the next article. This one, even though it's in the anime section here, it kind of goes with animation as well, because I think they're just looking at animation. And these are animation releases for the coming month here. 7 new animated movies and TV shows to watch in February 2022. Here are 7 most significant and promising animated movies and TV shows set for release in February 2022. Article by Ruben Barron, published 8 hours ago. You do have a number of different animations. So that looks like a graining work right there, like Simpsons and Family Guy kind of thing. February means it's time for Valentine's Day, President's Day, Black History Month, and plenty of animated shows and movies worth looking forward to. While this isn't the busiest month in terms of new releases, the streaming schedules for February feature a combination of fresh anime, video game adaptations, and highly anticipated continuations of old favorites. Here are 7 significant and promising animated movies and TV shows for release in the coming month. So if you guys happen to be interested in watching some of this, here are some things to possibly look forward to. Huh. Let me just see before I continue on here, even though 50 minutes. All right, Kid Cosmic season 3 here. All right. The third and final season of Craig McCracken's. And Craig McCracken is the guy, of course, who gave us like a lot of the stuff on Cartoon Network, like Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo. He was involved in that stuff. I saw his name on there quite a bit. Superhero pastiche Kid Cosmic arrives almost exactly 1 year after the first season debuted on Netflix. The story arc is subtitled Kid Cosmic and the Global Heroes and sends Kid's team of formerly quote unquote local heroes on a planet saving mission as champions of Earth. Season 3 is shorter than the previous seasons with only 6 episodes, but it promises to be an exciting conclusion to the funny and thoughtful series. So, yeah. So I know Gendy Tartakovsky is also involved in that, but Craig McCracken I know is also involved in those, what I was talking about earlier. Kid Cosmic Season 3 premieres on Netflix on February 3rd, which is this Thursday, 2 days from now. Shenmue the animation. Now, this one I know is going. I know that this one is debuting this Saturday night, Sunday morning. This one's coming out on Toonami this weekend. The third co-production between Adult Swim and Crunchyroll, following Fena, Pirate Princess, and Blade Runner Black Lotus, Shenmue the animation adapts Yu Suzuki's cult favorite video game series into a 13-episode anime. The story follows teenage martial artist Ryo as he seeks to avenge the murder of his father, traveling across Japan and China and gaining mystical abilities. It does actually sound kind of interesting. I'm looking forward to checking that out. Let's see. With series like Arcane raising the standards for video game adaptations, this will hopefully satisfy fans and newcomers alike. Shenmue the animation premieres on Adult Swim and Crunchyroll on February 5th at 12:30 a.m. Eastern. Now, okay, mind you, just as a reminder there, just so you guys, okay, that Saturday night, February 5th, transitioning to Sunday, the 6th. So technically, it's 12:30 a.m. on February the 6th, but it's part of the Saturday lineup. Okay, I know that can be a little confusing sometimes, but that's basically what it is right there. Child of Kamiari Month. A Child of Kamiari Month. This looks very interesting as well. That little kid right there looking at that like golden beast right there. Child of Kamiari Month, an original anime movie from Leiden Films, tells the story of a 12-year-old girl coping with the loss of her mother, who, it turns out, is a descendant of gods. The film was released in Japanese theaters last October. The titular Kamiari Month, okay, the titular in quotes Kamiari Month, in which it's traditionally believed that the gods hold a conference in the Izumo region of Japan. Audiences worldwide will now get a chance to enjoy this fantasy story courtesy of Netflix. Kami, of course, is the Japanese word for God. Child of Kamiari Month premieres on Netflix on February 8th, which is 1 month from today. So anyways. All right. Excuse me a moment, guys. Gonna just step away for a quick moment. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Anyways. All right, so moving on to the next article here. Catwoman hunted. Another DC work here. Thought I got Catwoman and Batwoman there. The first DC superhero movie of 2022. Catwoman Hunted, an anime co-production written by Young Justice's Greg Weisman and directed by Shinsuke Terasawa. This crime caper, in which Catwoman is hunted by the crime syndicate Leviathan and an assortment of supervillains, looks like a Gotham City version of Lupin the Third. Oh boy, okay. The film is said to be quote unquote adjacent to Weissman's HBO Max series. I think they're talking about Young Justice. Elizabeth Gillies is the voice of Catwoman, with Stephanie Beatrice while Stephanie Beatrice voices Batwoman. Catwoman Hunted will be released on Blu-ray and digital on February the 8th, which is 1 week from today. Disenchantment Part 4. Yeah, here we go. Here's what I was talking about, the graining influence here, the matte graining influence. I was right! I was right! See, I got some good eyes at times for animation. Right? I knew that was Matt Groening's work. Look at that. And I'm right now the only one even here to enjoy it. Pooey. Disenchantment, Matt Groening's skewering of the fantasy genre, has yet to achieve the popular success of The Simpsons or the fan devotion of Futurama. But it's done well enough for Netflix that Part 4 is finally here. Part 3 ended on an intense cliffhanger, with Queen Bee sent to hell and dragged into an arranged marriage. This continuation looks set to only increase the dramatic stakes from there without sacrificing the show's irreverent sense of humor. So Disenchantment, of course, along with The Simpsons, Family Guy, Futurama, American Dad, King of the Hill, and all that. Well, I think it's more like The Simpsons, American Dad, Futurama, and I don't know if I don't think Groening actually did King of the Hill. He might have did Bob's Burgers. That's the one he probably. And Family Guy. Yeah. Anyways, Disenchantment Part 4 premieres on Netflix on February 9th, which is a week from tomorrow. The Cuphead show. Cuphead show, huh? It sounds like something. Oh, this looks Disney-esque. Looks Disney-esque right here. Let's see. The Cuphead video game was a gorgeous and exceedingly difficult tribute to classic animation of the 1930s. Oh, okay, yeah, 1930s animation style. If the long anticipated streaming adaptation of the Cuphead show isn't quite as beautifully animated, in parentheses, still looks great, but maintaining the game's quality on a TV production schedule would have been impossible. It's also less likely to make viewers smash their controllers in frustration. So, call it a draw. Cartoon lovers of all ages should find plenty to enjoy in Cuphead and Mugman's Surreal Adventures. The Cuphead show premieres on Netflix on February 18th, which is 2 weeks from this Friday. The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. This is my guess is this is probably the follow-up to the Proud Family from back in the 2000s. Yeah, there's Penny Proud right there at the right. The Proud Family, Disney Channel's first original animated sitcom, is getting a revival for Disney Plus. Original creator Bruce W. Smith is back to re-envision what Penny, Trudy, Oscar, BB, Cece, and Sugar Mama Proud's lives are like in the 2020s. Oh boy. Oh boy. Why did they do that? Why did they have to re-envision? I hate that's stupid. The original series was notable for its inclusivity and its impressive guest cast. Louder and Prouder is set to continue those legacies with new LGBTQ plus characters and the likes of Lizzo, Little Nas, X, Chance the Rapper, and more set to guest star. The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder premieres on Disney Plus on February 23rd, which would be 3 weeks from tomorrow. So there we go. There we go with that one. That one did take us a little time there to read through. Still good. So you had some anime and like animation cartoon stuff there. So, but okay. So here's the next article we're going to look at here. See where we at on time here, and maybe there's nope. So we're right at the hour mark here. So, anyways, I am glad for all the likes and shares. Hopefully, we can see more people in here soon. So, anyways, here we go with the next article. One brilliant fantasy anime was sadly overshadowed by My Hero Academia Season 2. Regarding Creators is an underrated isekai series that deserves to be in the spotlight for its unique premise and dynamic female characters. Article by Ederlyn Peralta, published 4 hours ago. Creators, huh? Why some of these people, you almost get the impression. Oh, okay. This probably is a so regarding creators is an or regarding creators is an original sci-fi fantasy anime series produced by Troika, the studio also known for Idolish 7 and Bloom Into You. The story centers on the life of Sota Mizushino, a high school student who gets entangled in a battle among fictional characters who are transported into the real world. So it almost sounds like a reverse isekai. Usually in an isekai series, that people were taken from the real world to a fantasy world. This almost sounds like the reverse of that. The reverse isekai. Let's see. From various popular media. Soda, the popular media characters and their creators must stop the mysterious Altair from destroying the real world out of vengeance against her own creator, Setsuna Shimazaki. Though it aired in 2017 exclusively on Prime Video, Regarding Creators did not gain much traction among audiences who were more hyped for the second seasons of My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan. However, Regarding Creators is an anime that deserves more praise as it showcases some intriguing twists on the isekai genre. Let's see. Regarding Creators, a unique take on the isekai concept. Well, I would say so because it almost sounds like a reverse isekai. Most isekai anime follow a similar structure. Main protagonist, usually a male outcast with low self-esteem issues, is given a second chance at life by being transported into a fantasy or virtual world. Soon after, he becomes a hero by defeating an evil monster or villain. However, regarding creators, is more like a reverse isekai. Exactly. That's exactly what I picked up on from its description. Nobody's still here. I'm the only one here. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever see. Let's see. Yeah. The heroes from their designated fantasy and sci-fi media get transported to modern day Japan and must learn to adapt to living on Earth for the time being. Oh, that sounds like fun. That sounds very interesting and fun. Surprisingly, though, heroic fantasy characters like Cilicia Upetitria and Yuya Mirokuji adapt to living on Earth easily, enjoying Japanese food and culture while crafting humorous personas for their characters. Yet, they must be cautious when using their powers and fighting skills in the real world because they could easily alter reality. The characters' situation is amusing to watch because regarding creators invites the audience to imagine how fictional characters might react within the parameters of reality. And reality comes from above. Aside from the heroes getting transported into the quote unquote real world, the series remains faithful to the isekai genre by having a male protagonist who suffers from low self esteem and trauma, Sota Mizushino. An aspiring manga artist gets involved in helping the fictional characters save the quote unquote real world. At the same time, he must come to terms with the tragic death of his friend Setsuna Shimazaki and the insecurities he has about his writing talents. Unlike in other isekai anime, the male protagonist develops into a stronger individual through internal trials alongside the encouragement of other artists or quote unquote creators and their characters. The female characters are the true stars of regarding creators. Generally, an isekai anime's male protagonist is someone who can relate to male viewers. Yet in regarding creators, um, Sota is more of a supporting character rather than the main lead. The female characters are the main stars here, driving the storyline and breaking every gender defining mold for women. The audience is introduced to powerful female characters like Celicia Upetitria and Alistaria February, who are princesses and knights of their designated series. They are more attuned to their masculine traits, in which they are great fighters with strong morals. Similarly, the fictional Meteora Osterreich is a highly skilled tactician who uses her intellect and magic to stop Altair's dark magic. Rather than relying on their male counterparts to save the world, these women take action. All three of them value protecting the innocent, willing to use their strength and powers to aid humanity's survival. Another female character who breaks gender roles is the magical girl Mamika Kirameki. Um, excuse me a moment, folks. I gotta step away from the computer here for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, so there we go. Let's see. Let's get back to the article here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Who experienced. Okay, so another female character who breaks gender roles is the magical girl Mamika Kirameki, who experiences deep character development as she enters Soda's world. In her fictional realm, Mamika used her powers for quote unquote good and naively believed that her self righteous path was the only way to resolve conflict. Yet in the real world, she realizes that violently using her magical powers can truly hurt other good individuals like Celestia. Amika undergoes an identity transformation, righteously deciding to fight Altair after learning her true intentions. Magical girls tend to be a bit more feminine as their powers bring forth peace, but in a pacifistic manner. Yet, in regarding creators, Mamika demonstrates a more assertive persona for a magical girl using her powers for the greater good, even if it means self sacrifice. Kind of like the first season of Sailor Moon. uh, Although underrated, regarding creators is a worthy fantasy anime that redefines isekai genre by being set in modern day Japan rather than a fantasy world, with a story that showcases female characters with more depth and assertiveness as opposed to what is usually seen in isekai. Regarding creators, is a more than deserving of a second chance. Yeah, I might check that out at some point. Anyways, I think we got one more article to go through after this. Ranking of Kings. Ranking of Kings. How Queen Hiling sets a new standard for female characters. While her first impression in Ranking of Kings is that of a stereotypical evil stepmother, Queen Hiling is anything but a cookie cutter woman. Article by Gina Digio Van Carlo, published 3 hours ago. So here we go. Ranking of Kings has established itself as one of the best ongoing anime for numerous reasons. From the complex narrative to the care it takes with Boichi's deafness, this story has a lot for anime fans to be excited about. And it might be making bigger waves with its treatment of one particular character. In a lot of media, female characters are seen as lesser than their male counterparts. They get supporting roles while the boys are protagonists, or their love interest the male lead gets to have after completing his mission. Those who are tired of this formula want a female character who isn't treated as a set piece or oh lovely. This one's a real hardcore feminist and an object to be won. They want women who have their own important role to play in the story, who make their own decisions and reach for their goal. I mean, I can see her point here, but she doesn't need to be snipey about it. She kind of being snipey in the way she wrote this. Ranking of Kings has a woman who fits the description perfectly. While she isn't the protagonist and her first impression is that of a stereotypical evil stepmother, Queen Hyling has shown to be anything but a cookie cutter woman. There she is right there. One popular complaint about writers who try and fail to create strong female characters is that they throw femininity out altogether. The audience is told that this woman is strong because she doesn't want a man or because she isn't emotional. Many say this choice defeats the purpose, but it implies that femininity is weakness. While there are women who act and present in a masculine manner, finding strength in independence, that is not the only way a woman can be strong. My Hero Academia's Uraraka can hold her own in a fight against the most powerful boys in her class. Emma is at the heart of every plan in The Promised Neverland, and Sarasa chases her dreams wholeheartedly in Kageki Chojo. Each one balances masculine and feminine qualities in their own way, but Ranking of Kings Hyling still stands out. All right, so Hyling has her own brand of regal femininity. Looking and acting the part of a queen flawlessly, her first priority is the kingdom. How they see the royal family, what will be done after the king's death, and who is best suited to the throne take precedent. The decisions she makes are taken seriously and have weight. She is not just some woman, she's the queen and will be treated as such. More importantly, she's in touch with her caring, motherly side. Instead of dismissing Boiji when she became queen, Hyling went out of her way to get him to like her. She talked to him, tried to get involved in what he was doing, and even learned a new language to interact with him. She was patient and gentle because she knew Boiji was still mourning his mother, but showed frustration at her failures behind closed doors. When he finally accepted her, she became his mother. Hmm. Even strong anime women stumble at this point. Classics like Dragon Ball and current hits like Boruto do this. Powerful female characters like Chi-Chi, Android 18, and Hinata become nothing more than humble housewives once they've had children. They don't take action anymore unless it's for comedic effect. With Hyling, however, motherhood is her drive. I don't know about that. I mean, okay, they say Chi Chi, Android 18. Okay, because I know Bulma is still pretty active in the fight. Having to invent a lot of the gear that the Z fighters will use every now and again. But I see their point when and Android 18. I don't know if everybody remembers this, but Android 18 I think did actually take part in the grand tournament, the Universal Survival Tournament. So Eiling's love for her children pushes her to further extremes. With every episode, she has a big part. Episode 3, she jumps out of a castle window after Boiji. In episode 9, she cares about nothing more than finding where Daida is, even if it makes her look like she's lost her mind. Come episodes 12 and 13, she's leading a group of her most trusted allies to confront Bose and get her son back. She will move mountains for the sake of her children, even if she gets scared and hurt along the way. With Ranking of Kings moving into its second core, there are still plenty of questions to answer and the character moments to be had. If Hyling keeps pushing for what she wants, she will become the new standard for anime women. Interesting. It does seem interesting. See, where are we at? Hour 27. So, yeah, we think I do have I could probably do another story. Is it me you're looking for? And I wonder where you are if you haven't got a clue. I'm saying I love you. Okay, 10 non-RPG anime video games that fans wish were real. I'm gonna go ahead because we're just coming up on an hour and a half, so we still have a little time left, and apparently nobody else. So might as well put some more information in the video here, more news stories here in the video. This one kind of caught my eye here. I won't have it in the tag section because consider this kind of a bonus. Give it to push a little more time here. 10 non-RPG anime video games that fans wish were real. Not every great anime game is an RPG, and some anime games are so enjoyable or exhilarating that fans wish the games were real life. Article by Olivia Eden, published 57 minutes ago. So this one was pretty. Anime titles receive a fair number of video game adaptations that offer the opportunity for players to game alongside beloved characters. Anime games expand across multiple genres from fighting to action and adventure and incorporate a mix of video game features. The adaptation of popular anime across various generations of gaming consoles ensures that fans have access to anime's virtual worlds. Anime games frequently engage with the role playing genre. Some of the anime's most engaging game titles exist in other forms of content. The worlds of these titles um, are able to catch the attention of fans and capture the attributes that give shows their popularity. Number 10, Attack on Titan Wings of Freedom offers freedom of movement. The game Attack on Titan Wings of Freedom adapt the world of Attack on Titan into a hack and slash adventure that focuses on combat against Titans. Players assume control over Attack on Titan's main characters and survive against groups of enemies in noted scenarios. The game's maneuvering gear system provides freedom of movement through the environment that allows players to attack from multiple directions. Though Titans pose a lethal danger to humans, the ability to soar through the air and repel off objects creates a thrilling real life concept. Let's see. Number 9, Ace Attorney dramatizes the courtroom. The Ace Attorney game series offers a visual novel adventure game that guides players through the role of a defense attorney in various court cases. Ace Attorney requires players to examine evidence and question witnesses to provide their client's innocence. Despite the game's legal setting, the over dramatization of courtroom proceedings provides a comedic experience. Yeah, I've heard it's a pretty popular game. Although real life legal battles invoke stress, Ace Attorney's constant series of facial expressions, gestures, and unnecessary shouting adds entertainment to the game's verbal battle. The gameplay's exaggerated theatrics would turn the tense atmosphere of law into a thrilling battle of wits. Guilty Gear portrays a fantastical environment. The Guilty Gear series of fighting games introduces players to a fantastical environment and a novel series of characters, each character utilizing specific fighting abilities that players strategically use to deplete an enemy's life gauge. Though the game focuses more on combat rather than storyline, its magical attacks and artistic backgrounds portray a compelling fictional world. Guilty Gear allows players to wield powers that remain impossible to observe or obtain in reality. The series' animated visuals depict an action adventure that would be impossible to survive outside the world of anime gaming. Let's see. I'm still the only one here. One Piece. World Seeker turns the anime into an open world game. One Piece World Seeker combines an open world environment with action adventure elements to allow players to explore the world of One Piece. Players take control of Monkey D. Luffy as he interacts with other One Piece characters and periodically battles foes. Luffy's Devil Fruit abilities provide players the option of navigating the environments with ease and creativity. Though the game restricts the range of activities that players can do, One Piece World Seeker presents a lush island and the adventures of the Straw Hat crew that gives the series its charm. Number 6, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven combines storylines together. Got Jotaro and Joseph there, I believe, a younger Joseph. The fighting game JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven combines the characters and storylines of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure's various parts into a single plot. Players combine each character's stand abilities to defeat opponents from across the franchise. Teamwork between specific characters triggers unique combo attacks and in-game dialogue. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven provides fans the novel opportunity of watching character interactions that never get the chance to occur in canon. The ability to unleash devastating attacks with familiar settings brings the anime's complex world into the hands of players. Number 5, Steins Gate immerses players within science fiction. The visual novel game Steins Gate guides players through through dialogue between Steins Gate main characters. Players follow the protagonist's attempts to change the future and make calculated decisions that affect the plot's outcome. Steins Gate's emphasis on time travel enables the players to visit various points in time to correct past events. Steins Gate visuals and text-based gameplay immerse players in science fiction setting with technologies that only exist in the imagination. The conversations between the protagonist and in-game characters delve deeper into the thought processes and mortality behind the events, the anime's events. Little World Academia VR broom racing sends players on aerial adventures. VR broom racing. Little Witch Academia. VR broom racing brings the world of Little Witch Academia to life. Um, Live by simulating broom flight. Each in-game flight sends players to race against each other, race against other witches, dodge obstacles, encounter supernatural creatures through vibrant landscapes. Accompanying magical sounds and visuals immerse fans into the adventures surrounding Luna Nova Magical Academy. New Moon. I guess is that Luna Nova, I believe, is the Latin translation for new moon. Um, Little Witch Academia, VR broom racing, incorporates dialogue based on the anime's storyline into the player's interactions as a student of magic. The gameplay style ensures a carefree racing experience through an imaginative world of the skies. 3. J-Star's victory versus connects anime universes. J-Stars, huh? Who do we have here? We got Monkey D. Luffy, got Naruto, you got Gon from Hunter x Hunter, you got Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach. What is this again? J-Star's victory versus Connects anime universes. The fighting game J-Star's Victory Versus features characters from multiple Jump series who fight for the chance to fulfill their wishes in battle tournaments. Players move between teams to battle dark forces, defeat competitors, and navigate 3D environments. J-Star's Victory Versus explores the characters' motivations and brings the universes of popular anime into contact with each other. The fighting styles specific to each anime's power system enable players to brainstorm effective strategies for winning battles. The variety of opponents to face ensures that each fight yields unique combos approaches to gameplay. All the things you said run through my head, run through my head, run. All right. So, anyways, getting back to the article here. All right, where are we at in time? Oh, 41. Dragon Ball FighterZ features high energy combat. The fighting game Dragon Ball Fight Z focuses on battles between main characters, Dragon Ball Z franchise. Playable characters wield individual fighting styles and a handful of shared moves that spend a character's energy as the player sees fit. Players have the chance to earn Dragon Balls through successful attacks and utilize their power to benefit their team. Each combat sequence enables players to unleash the devastating power that gives Dragon Ball characters their reputation. Colorful visuals and non-stop explosive action capture the franchise's energetic approach to combat. And number one of 10, um, Initial D, Arcade Stage 8 Infinity is high speed racing without the risk. Excuse me a moment, I gotta go take care of Chloe. All right, so I'm back now. Continue with this article. The racing game Initial D Arcade Stage 8 Infinity features the rival street racers of the anime Initial D. A series of races allows players to drift and speed through scenic routes in rural Japan against increasingly skilled opponents. Time trials and challenges outside of the main gameplay give players the option of competing both locally and globally. Initial D Arcade Stage 8 um, Infinity offers multiple car modes for players to master and navigate through anime's mountainous terrain. The virtual gameplay allows racers to reach rapid speeds um, without um, the real life risk of injury or collision. And there we go with that one. So, all right, now, so there we go. So, we're done with all the main articles, anyways. Alrighty then. As now with that, we have completed the main stories of the night here. And as such, let's see, an hour 47, so it'd be a good time to start wrapping up, even if I am the only one here. Anyways, I guess, well, since I'm the only one here, I guess I'm ready for history. Hope if anybody else was here, they'd be ready for history too. So, without any further ado, today being Tuesday, February the 1st, 2022, let's go ahead and take a look back at this day, Nietzsche history. And we've only got a couple of things here to go over real quick. So the first piece of history we're going to go over on this date 50 years ago today, the Luchador El Texano would make his debut in Mexico. And let's see, he was best known as part of a lucha libre trio known as Los Missionarios de la Muerte, or the Missionaries of Death, composed of course, himself as El Texano, El Signo, and Negro Navarro. Basically, a cowboy themed, as El Texano, he's a cowboy themed groundbreaking team, performed together throughout the 1980s and eventually broke the trio style into main event status. For most of us here in the States, we would have known him probably best as the second Silver King, who teamed with the first Silver King at WCW's Clash of Champions 19, fighting in a losing effort against the Fabulous Freebirds. So, on this date, 50 years ago today, El Texano made his debut in the world of professional wrestling. Luchador from down in Mexico there. And finally, on this date, 10 years ago today, on this date back in 2012, which was 10 years ago today, the 25th issue of Avengers Academy went on sale on this date in 2012 for $3.99, 32 pages. The story was Class Reunion, written by Christos and Gage, penciled by Tom Grummert. Corey Hornisher did the inking, or Hamisher. Okay, I can't read the names anyways. But anyways, on this date 10 years ago today, 25th issue of Avengers Academy went on sale. So there we go, guys. I think everybody came in tonight. I know people didn't seem to stay long. I know there was a lot of other stuff going on as well. I know RJ had an editorial episode on tonight. So with that, guys, I thank you all. I thank everybody for being here. I thank everybody for the likes and shares. And I hope to see everybody here tomorrow. Oh, and don't forget, this Friday, of course, is our weekly look back at comics history, historical comic retrospect with Matt Goat as my co-host. Be looking at comics that went on sale in 1938, September of 1938. We'll be looking at quality comics, most notably Feature Frontage. We'll be looking, of course, at The Clock and Black X. So until tomorrow, guys, bye.